Hey there everybody, Jason here with another retro review. We're in the home stretch of this Spider Marathon. That's right, today I'll be talking about Spider-Man Far From Home, Tom Holland's second Spider-Man movie, and the first film set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe post-Avengers Endgame. Considering this movie is 5 years old, I don't see much of a point to a spoiler warning, so I'm not going to do that. That being said, let's dive in, shall we? When this movie first came out, I kind of missed it. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it for the first time at home. Keep in mind, this movie came out about a month or two after Avengers Endgame, and Avengers Endgame felt very much like a satisfying conclusion to 10 years plus worth of storytelling. And so I didn't really see much need nor have a desire to go see any other movie set within that world, especially how things wrapped up so well. But me being a huge fan of Spider-Man, I was a little curious, and I really enjoyed Tom Holland's performance in the other films prior, especially Spider-Man Homecoming. So I eventually gave it a shot at home, and I kind of forgot about it a little bit. And that became quite apparent because I got a chance to see Spider-Man Far From Home on the big screen for the first time, thanks to the Spider Mondays promotion. And just right off the bat, I realized I completely forgot most of this movie. Now, it's not to say that's a bad thing, but when it comes to seeing movies at home for the first time, if I'm a little lukewarm to it to begin with, I might forget certain details. I might be a little disinterested. I might even be doing something else while I'm watching the movie. So if I really want to see a movie with fresh eyes for the first time, I want to go see it in the theater. And that's really the experience I had with this movie. Putting all of that other Avengers, Endgame, and everything aside, standing alone, this movie is really good. And it just kind of helps to push the character of Peter Parker a little further, and putting him in a situation where he has to figure out the kind of person, the kind of hero he's meant to be without Tony Stark. And of course, all the pressure that everyone from Nick Fury to his aunt to even the people of New York considering him to be the next Iron Man because he was kind of, Tony Stark's protege, puts a lot of the burden on him. And Tom Holland really carries that. Really does a fantastic job. I think he gives a much more emotional and much deeper performance in this movie than he did in the previous two so far. Nick Fury coming in this time around, Samuel L. Jackson plays him pretty well, except he seems a bit off, which is why the post-credits reveal that he was actually Talos pretending to be Nick Fury makes a lot of sense. Nick Fury wouldn't buy into Mysterio's whole thing without having some sort of safeguard. I thought that was a nice, funny touch, and it was meant to set something really big and really cool up in the MCU, but as we know, that kind of just really fell flat. Just look at my review for Secret Invasion if you want to know more. But I really like Samuel L. Jackson. I'm glad he was in this movie. I'm just a huge fan of Sam Jackson. I think Jake Gyllenhaal was the perfect choice for Quentin Beck. He has that charismatic quality that you want from a sort of con man, illusionist type character. And those of us going into the movie who knew anything about Spider-Man comics already knew that Mysterio was going to be the villain. So that didn't surprise us, but it still didn't make that betrayal any less shocking because you just get so sucked into it and you get so invested in it that even though Quentin Beck as Mysterio is a straight up villain, it still doesn't make it hurt any less. And that's just a testament to the writing in this film and the performance by Jake Gyllenhaal. It's just fantastic and it works so well. The action sequences in this movie being much bigger and broader than the previous film just really works. Just pushing him even further in this new environment because now he's going all across Europe, just supposed to be on this school trip trying to be a normal kid, but being thrust into this situation of danger, was supposedly trying to save the world from this potentially Avengers level threat. It was the perfect way to push Peter Parker forward after the events of Avengers Endgame. It was setting up some really cool stuff for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, moving into this next phase, this new saga, if you will. And some of it works later on down the road and some of it doesn't. But for the most part, this film really is enjoyable. Overall, I really like Spider-Man Far From Home. I thought it was a nice step forward from the events of Avengers Endgame. It's kind of sort of a nice epilogue, but also the perfect setup to pave a path forward for the future, even though some of it really works and some of it doesn't. It's kind of touch and go. But for the most part, Spider-Man Far From Home is great. I love Jake Gyllenhaal as Quentin Beck, and that big twist at the end of revealing Peter Parker to the world just adds a new wrinkle and leaves you at the edge of your seat waiting to see what's going to happen in the next film. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you thought of Spider-Man Far From Home down in the comments. What was your favorite part? Who was your favorite character? I want to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like button. You want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get updates on all my future videos. You can also follow my social media pages. Links down in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Bye.